Divine greetings, Masters. Very good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you to each and every Master who is present here. I welcome you in our Light and Soul meditation group and also Love Light Starsha YouTube channel. Thank you so much. This is MadhuSoni welcoming everyone to this wonderful session that we are going to have on Louise L. Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. So before we start and we go into the depth of what the Swadhyay is or the book review that holds for us, the wisdom. So before we go into the depth of the wisdom, let us first give our gratitude to the masters. So requesting everyone to open your videos, masters, and let us get connected to the energies of the master with great respects and regards to all the divine beings, to all the masters from all the realms, kingdom, and world, to our great grandmaster Pitamaha Brahm Rishi Patri Sir, Mahavatar Babaji, to all the Siddhas, teachers, healers, mentors, and gurus, to our ascended masters, Param Guru Mandalini masters, Saptarishi Mandal masters, to Mother Earth, Mother Nature, Father Universe, Sun, Moon, and constellations. Dear masters, we are very, very thankful and grateful for each and every blessing that you have showered on each and every one of us. Thank you for guiding us, protecting us, and also sharing your divine wisdom and knowledge. Dear Masters, we pray to you to help us align with the soul plan purpose and also align us with the highest timeline for our soul journey and life journey. Dear Masters, help us connect with your consciousness and also align us at the same time by sharing your divine guidance. Keep us in alignment every time and also help us and guide us. May we choose our truth, may we speak our truth, may we know our truth, and may we walk the path of truth with your guidance, with compassion and kindness, Masters, and also with unconditional love. Keep us in alignment, Masters. We always request you to share your divine blessings on each and every one of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Masters. And thank you to all the Masters who are present here for sharing your precious time, space, and energy. Thank you, Masters. So, as you all know, we are gonna do Louise L. Hay's book, You Can Heal Your Life. Let me share that with you. This is the book that I have, the master copy basically, or this is the hard copy that I have with me. It's an old edition, definitely. Let me see which edition it is. I totally forgot about it. 202, sorry, 2002. 2002 is the edition that I have when it was printed. So today we are going to learn about um, Louise L. Hay's story. So she is actually sharing her story, and we are gonna see, what is in her story that actually made her write this wonderful book. So this is the page that I'm gonna read from Masters. This is chapter 16. After the chapter 15, the list that we did, so many diseases and all those things, from alphabetical order A to Z. We completed everything. Now we are gonna read or we are gonna listen to the story of Louise L. Hay. So she says, "My story, we are all one." That is how she starts with. And then she says about her childhood. So briefly, she says, "I'm gonna tell you about my childhood." So she was born in California. And in that time, Masters, I'm not gonna share any screen at this time. Okay. The story, I'm gonna try to speak verbally about her whatever she has written in the book. So I'm gonna just few here and there I'm gonna pick, and because I have read twice, so I'm gonna remember and I'm gonna share the story with you all. So this is like her story had been asked by many clients, and so this is how she describes that she had been born in California, and at the time when she was born, she was 18 months old, and that time her mother, she actually gave her, to someone. Basically, she gave to, at that time her mother was going under, like going through divorce. So what she did was that. She had to work, and she also had to be work as a live-in domestic, and so she boarded Louise out basically. Wherever, you know, her mother was working, so she could not work because of the baby. So she boarded her out. And to that horror, basically, she used to cry non-stop because she was just 18 months old. Okay. And 3 weeks straight, she was crying, crying, crying. Like, how would a small baby react, like 18 months old baby? And so people would not take care of her, and it was very difficult for them to handle her because she was continuously crying. So then what happened was that, you know, she has to, Louis's mother had to take the baby back, and she had to make other arrangements. But, as a single parent, it was so difficult for her mother to handle that later on, she actually had, Louis tells that, her mother married another man after the divorce. And so the stepfather whom she married was basically like, uh, so Louis thought that she did not understand whether her mother was alone, that's why she married, or because they wanted a roof on top of their head. That's why her mother married. So she was not able to distinguish what is the reason, and she was curious definitely, but she says that it was not a good move. And this man that her mother married was brought up in Europe, and it was a basically where he was brought up. It was a Germanic home, meaning he was born and brought up in Germany, and it had like a lot of brutality. And so that man never actually had, any idea how to bring up a family. And so after a year or so, her mother became pregnant again with another baby girl, her sister, as she says. It was in the 1930s. So just imagine, Masters, 1930s. So as soon as her mother became pregnant, this there was this depression that happened, meaning not the mind depression, but the world was going through depression. And so depression in the Europe area was very, not only in Europe but here also. And so she says that in 1930s, depression descended upon us, and we found ourselves stuck in a home of violence. So she was 5 years old during this time when they were having a lot of fights, the husband and wife. And so Louise Hay was very much, alone. And add to that scenario, it was just the time that a neighbor who was an old wino, she says, he raped Louis Hay. Okay. So when he raped, so there was a lot of court cases happened, doctor examination also happened, and she was basically put through so much trauma. And as she expresses that, I was the star witness for that issue, meaning Louis says that she was the star witness of all that ordeal that went through with her. And so people would actually, even the mother and the family would say, blame that it was because of you that this happened. If you would have been okay, like if you would have been good enough, this would not have happened. Something. So they were blaming her. So this man who raped Louis, he was sentenced to 15 years of imprisonment. So she would be very scared, and she would always be like fearing that, as soon as this man would come out, maybe he would come and kill her, or, or do something with her. That and that is why it was like so terrible for her to even think about it. But she would think that, this man would come out and it would be terrible, because she did a terrible mistake of saying that he raped, and so and so. Anyhow, but her childhood had been very much difficult, with physical and sexual abuse. So again, and because of this, her self-image was also into this lower, mentality. Like, basically, it became lower and lower. That's what she is saying. And so like she says, I began to express this pattern in the outside world also. So there was like, she was given a lot of hard labor to work in the house, and also this also became too much for her, not only sexual but physical. And also, mentally also she was going through a lot of ordeals. So she says that when I was in fourth grade, that time there was this, how these mental tendencies or the mental pattern happens. It was because of what she went through in her childhood days. So because when you see a lot of things happening with you in the physical time, in the physical world, you see a lot of lack. You see certain things that you want, but they are never given to you. You become unsatisfied, or you feel that you have your own emotions or your own upbringing had been very poor. So what happened was that her mindset became that she is coming from lack. She is going through such and such ordeal at home and then in the school also. So during that fourth grade there was somebody's birthday, and so at that time everyone was from the middle class family, but she was the only one that was from the lower background, and basically the she was kind of poor. And so what they used to do was they used to in those days, people who would be very poor because they cannot afford this medicine, right, for children, when they eat sweets or something. So they would be given um, garlic to eat, the raw garlic. So her mouth would always stink with garlic, or the mouth would always smell like, raw garlic. And so she says that, I had a very funny bowl haircut, and I high-topped black shoes she was wearing because she was very poorly dressed. And that is how she's explaining. And she smelled of raw garlic to keep the worms away. So she says that she never had cake. And at that time, when they were celebrating a birthday of a girl or someone, so the cake was being cut for many children who were from the middle class family. They at least had lot many times, they had cake lot many times. But at that time also, when they were cutting cake, many children, they were having 2 to 3 pieces of cake by one person. So when the time came for her plate to be served or given to her, there was none left. So meaning, at that time also, how she is explaining is like at this time, definitely she is not in that mindset of feeling, bad for herself, but she is actually explaining that how bad it would be just for a poor girl to come to a school, and going to a school, it actually takes away your confidence, masters. That's what I was feeling when I was reading it. So I felt that the confidence was not there. When you actually, in Hindi, what do we say? Katora cut bal. So it was like a funny bowl cut that was there. And she was wearing a black boots, or some kind of boots that were not okay, that were like maybe the poor used to wear. And also when she had to have the cake, that time also she was not getting that cake because people had already eaten, or they might be wasting it. They could have shared, one piece to everyone. But then many people were getting 2 to 3 because they had this mental, that we are from well-to-do family. But she was not from that family also. She was feeling, and not only that, but she came from a poor family. But her mindset also actually created that scenario. That's what she's trying to portray and trying to tell us. So during that time, so definitely it's not a good scenario to see situation. But there was this old neighbor woman that was living beside them. And so what she did was, this neighbor woman would always give her 10 cents every week. 10 cents every week, and dollar on birthday. So $1 on birthday, and um, on Christmas also. Okay, $1 on Christmas also. So that was like how I'm just telling you the whole story so that you guys don't have to read. But if you want to read, you can definitely read. So this 10 cent were added onto the family budget, and it would help her to get her underwear. That's what she's saying. And so every dime counted basically. Now anyhow, as soon as these things were continuously going on in her mind, and people would, the family, would blame her for all those ordeals that she went through. They would not understand what she might be feeling. But at the age of 15, she ran from the home. She could not take any more sexual abuse, and she ran away from home and from school as well. So she found a job as a waitress, and then, you know, there she found in the diner when she was a waitress. So that work was much easier than the heavy hard work that she used to do at home. So she says that the diner work was much easy than the work that she used to do at home. Just imagine and just uh, feel that plight of that girl, little girl, 15-year-old girl. It's not easy. And then she says, then, she had never been given love and affection. So whoever gave her love and affection, she shared that, she was having the lowest of self-esteem, so what she did was, whoever, any men also, whoever gave her some love and affection, she would give them her body. So she willingly gave herself to them, and by 16th birthday she was pregnant with a baby girl. So at that time when she had the baby girl, so she actually felt, that it was very much difficult for her to keep the baby. So what she did was, she found a loving home where they had, like, there was a childless couple, and the home was very loving. They wanted a baby, but they could not have the child. So what she did was, she stayed with them for last 4 months, and the time when she gave birth, she gave the baby to them. And then she, basically, it was like a 5 days, and then she was out of their home, and it was like, basically a hand to mouth situation for her, and she cannot take care of the baby, and she was already under so much guilt and shame. And so she says, under such circumstances, I never experienced the joys of motherhood, only the loss and guilt and shame. Then it was only a shameful time to get over with as soon as possible. So she says that, I remember, like Louise says that she remembers the baby girl's big toes. So she says, whenever I, if I see someone with big toes, I would understand, and I would remember that this is my baby girl. This is, I would, uh, you know, so that was very unusual big toe. That's what she's saying. And so the baby was 5 days old, and she left the baby. So she immediately came back home to her mother, and she said to her mother, come on, you don't have to take this any more longer. I'm getting you out of here. So she takes her mom out from that home situation. And because the how home was very violent, and maybe the father was very, assumed, not maybe, but yeah, the father was very violent and abusive. So she left the 10-year-old sister, there, because she was a daddy's girl. So she left the sister there, but she took her mother, and then she actually helped her mother find a job as a domestic in a small hotel. Okay. And then settling her into her in the apartment where, they found that apartment. So when her mother became free and comfortable, so she left for Chicago. So Louis says that she left for Chicago, and she started living with a girlfriend to stay for a month. And then she did not return for 30 years, basically. So in those early days, whatever violence happened with her as a child that she experienced, it actually brought so much worthlessness in her mindset. And this is how it developed along the way. So she attracted many men. She says that she attracted many men who would actually be violent with her, abusive with her, and they would mistreat her. So, and maybe she might have, spent the rest of her life berating. She says berating about men, because she would be blaming all those people, for who might have, you know, abused her or treated her in a very unkind way. So that's what she says. But gradually, however, through positive work experiences, my self-esteem grew, and those kind of men began to leave my life. So I really want to read few lines here and there so that you get the main point. They no longer fit my old pattern of unconsciously believing I deserved abuse. I do not condone their behavior, but if it were not my pattern, they would not have been attracted to me. Now, a man who abuses a woman does not even know I exist. Our patterns no longer attract. So she says that most of the patterns that she had in her mind actually attracted lot of, men that were not kind, very abusive and very violent. But now I changed because of this positive work that I was doing. I changed my mental pattern. So now this woman now does not exist anymore. And those patterns also are no longer attracting what I was attracting earlier. Now I'm a different person altogether. So after a few years of her mental work in Chicago, she went to New York, and she was fortunate enough to get some fashion. Like, she became a high fashion model. Later on, she felt that, she would basically blame herself, her beauty. She would not see the beauty in herself, and she would feel worthless, basically, and she would not feel confident. Somehow, those mental patterns still haunted her, because her self-esteem, the confidence had also been gone, right? But it only gave her more ways to find fault with herself. She refused to recognize her own beauty. So after many years, in the fashion industry itself, she found a man. And so she married this English gentleman. And so they together traveled the world. And then she even says that, she met the royalty there in you know, at the White House, and they had dinner also. And she says that she was the model, and her husband was a very wonderful husband. And but her self-esteem still remained very low until years later, when I began the inner work. So after 14 years of marriage, when she thought that, now she's getting better and everything is okay, now she's getting on in the line and all those things. At that time, her husband announced that she wants to divorce, like he wants to divorce her, and now for a to marry another person. So at that time, she could not believe, and believing was so difficult for her now, because she was started believing that good things can happen to people, you know. But then she was so crushed, and as time passed on, she lived on, and she could feel that her life is changing. But at that time, um, a numerologist, she met a numerologist, and so that numerologist confirmed that, there will be a small event in your life that will actually change everything about your life, and you will actually change yourself, basically. But then she, for several months, when this happened, actually, she never noticed that this is happening to her. And but by chance, one time she actually went to in New York, because she was in New York. So she says that I had gone to a meeting at the Church of Religious Science in New York City. So while their message was new to me, something within me said, pay attention. So I did. I not only went to the Sunday services, but I began to take weekly classes. So there she actually went to this Church of Religious Sciences. And so she started reading a lot of things, and this fashion world was actually not giving her that much, her interest was actually now going towards the spiritual and the religious science. The fashion world was not interesting anymore for her, but she now started reading, and she became a very, like, voracious student. Like, whatever she can get her hands on for reading, the spiritual science or the religious science, she would read, and so she would actually, learn about metaphysics and healing. So later on, she became the church's licensed practitioner, and as a counselor. So she started counseling people also. She used to do transcendental trans transcendental meditation. Okay, so my church was not giving the ministerial training program for some other, like, one more year. So what she did was that she went to the Maharishi's International University in Iowa. So from there she went to to Iowa for Maharshi International University. It is in Fairfield, Iowa. I think Shamini ji must be knowing about it. Now I'm actually thinking, what did I miss there when I went? So anyway, it was the perfect place for me at that time, she says. And she was in the freshman year. So every Monday they had a new subject, and they would read the whole week. On Saturday they would have the test. Sunday it would be off for them. And so they could rest and all those things. So, but then she was like, basically her life was so distracting in New York and Chicago. But here she says that it was very typical, and it was very different from what she had lived earlier. But now she would do, like, 4 times a day she would meditate. So when she left for New York or Chicago, I would say, yeah, so she never used to smoke or drink. So by the time she actually came to the airport, at that time many people were smoking and, doing the drinking also. So she would not breathe properly. She was not able to, it was difficult for her. It felt as if, it's smoke everywhere because she was so clean because of the meditations that she used to do. Like 4 times a day she would do, right? So just imagine if she was doing, like, let me see if they have mentioned hour. No, I don't think it is written there. But yeah, so, but she did 4 times a day and it was very difficult. So she thought that as soon as she went into the airport, I thought I would collapse from the cigarette smoke in the airport. So now back to New York, she says she resumed her life and she soon started taking the ministerial training program. So she became very active in the church and in the social activities. And now she also started speaking in those meetings and seeing clients. This quickly blossomed into a full-time career. And out of the work that she was doing, it inspired her to bring this book together, Heal Your Body, which began as a simple list of metaphysical causations for physical illness in the body. I began to lecture and travel and hold small classes. So then one day after that, she was diagnosed with cancer. So, because of all her battered childhood, traumatic childhood, the way her life was going through, it actually created a mental pattern. And because of that, with all those resentments, she says that she had been diagnosed with cancer after this. Okay. So during that time, she s- thought of going to the, she could have, so it was the vaginal cancer. So she said that because of all those time that she spent with all those people and before marriage, after marriage, and how she was not healed, and she must be resenting. So because of the rape that happened to that caused, a lot of other things, mental patterns. So she says that if I go through surgery, definitely they would cut me up and they would say that now it is cured. But later on, that the, remission of cancer happens for many people. So she says it would, I would not even believe because, it would not be true. So they would cut me up again and again, and still I would be, not free of cancer. So she thought of now doing healing, healing work basically, getting to know what are the different ways to heal oneself. So she also now she went for the foot reflexology and colon therapy because she thought that it would be beneficial for her because her reproductive region was affected. So that is why maybe her foot was also affected. So she thought of doing, certain other things that can help her. The basically the side healing, basically, for a body. So anything that can remove that cancerous growth. So her mental pattern has to change. And for that, if the illness returned, then she would not be healed. So what she started was, I also believe that if I could clear the mental pattern that created this cancer, then I would not even need the operation. So what she did was she asked doctors the time for, give me like, so doctor basically gave her grudgingly 3 months. And because she did not had money, so she said, I don't have money, give me some time. If I don't get myself healed, then you can cut me up. But then what she did was she says that I immediately took responsibility for my own healing. She read and investigated everything I could find on alternative ways to assist my healing process. So that was the alternative way, the foot reflexology and the colon therapy. And then she started reading about them, practicing them. So one day when she went for this class, after reading about foot reflexology, she says that she wanted to find a practitioner. So she attended a lecture, and there, when she was silently sitting in the front row, this person came after some time and in a minute, and that person sat beside her. And guess what? She says he was a foot reflexologist who visited her home, and he came 3 times a week for 2 months and was a great help. So basically, she was there was like little love expressed in my childhood, and no one had made it okay for me to feel good about myself. I'm reading the lines, okay, now. I had adopted their attitudes of continually picking on and criticizing me, which had become second nature. I had come to the realization, though my work with the church, that it was okay and even essential for me to love and approve of myself, yet I kept putting it off. Rather, like the diet, you will always start tomorrow, but I could no longer put it off. So now what she did was she started doing all those alternative ways. So she actually were doing all those things also, but also she started doing mirror work. So she would see the mirror and say that, Louis, I love you. But at the start, it was very difficult for her to even say or even see herself in the mirror and say that I love you, Louis. So she says that, Louis, I love you. I really love you. However, as I persisted, I found that several situations came up in my life where in the past I would have berated myself. And now, because of the mirror exercise and other work, I was not doing so. I was making some progress. I knew I had to clear the patterns of resentment I had been holding since childhood. It was imperative for me to let go of the blame. Yes, I had had a very difficult childhood with a lot of abuse, mental, physical, and sexual. But that was many years ago, and it was no excuse for the way I was treating myself now. I was literally eating my body with cancerous growth because I had not forgiven. I'm specifically reading it, Master, so that you get the actual line, what she has written. It was time for me to go beyond the incidents themselves and to begin to understand what types of experience could have created people who could treat a child that way. So basically, she says uh, earlier that, when a person goes through cancer, it is because of the resentment that they get this disease. You resent someone, or you have some resentment against someone. You went through some certain hurt situation, traumatic situation, and that actually made you feel, or that actually made you have this disease, okay? So she actually went through all her mental pattern. She started watching whatever she was thinking. She was able to understand. Then she also later on, she actually saw that she became a nutritionist also to cleanse her own self. Also, she started, thinking about. She started collecting about her parents and about herself, her mother, whatever she told about her story, how her childhood was. So not only Louis's childhood, but her mother's childhood also, and the parents. So whatever she could found, she understood that, these mental patterns not only came from what she had seen and lived, but also from her mother's side also, and parent side, basically, not mother side. So she says that I began to piece together the scraps of stories my parents had told me of their own childhood. I started to see a larger picture of their lives with my growing understanding, and from an adult viewpoint, I began to have compassion for their pain, and the blame slowly began to dissolve. So, masters, I believe, when you go and see your own life pattern. So, one thing that I found myself when I was healing myself as a person who had migraine or hypothyroid or cholesterol or asthma and sciatica pain, cholesterol issues. So I found those patterns in me also. I also did the same thing. I started looking into my life, my parents' life, my mother's life, my father's life, my sister's life, or my aunts, my grandparents, both the sides. So then I found that, my parents are less to blame because they were doing only those things that they were put through, and then because they learned that same thing, they give us the same thing. And so when I saw my own pattern with my own daughter, when now I am bringing up my daughter, what is happening? I am doing the same thing what my parents did. It took me time to correct myself, to understand that I'm doing the same thing that my parents did to me. So, well, I had a good childhood, my parents loved me, but certain times, in Indian houses, I think we are always put through, अरे चलो कुछ नहीं हुआ, आगे बढ़ो. don't worry about this. But there are certain patterns that actually come from our childhood. And when I started clearing up those patterns, the migraines went away. Definitely meditation helped me, but it also took me that inner work, the shadow work that I did. And also it took me, so there was a person who came into my life, not not a person, but there was a investment guru, and we were trying to invest some money. So me and my husband would sit, and there were times when certain times we were arguing, about some certain things about investments. So that time, this investment guru told us that, Madhuji, try to do the mirror work and say I love you to your own self. And at that time, and so I'm telling you about like 15 years old story, okay, masters. Now it's been like living here in US. I have been living here for past 21 years, okay. So I would say not even 15, 18 years back, okay, around 16, 17 years back. So at that time, this guru or this investment person told me, Madhuji, say I love you to the mirror, to yourself. The first day when I did this it was very difficult for me. I did not want to see myself. Very truly, I'm saying, okay, and truthfully. And then the second time when I did, so then I started taking care of myself, cleaning my face and all those things, taking care of my body, eating properly. But I would be very not okay seeing myself in the mirror. Because if you are not okay, you wouldn't see the mirror, masters. You will actually feel that. So I felt through that, I need to heal myself. So I started saying very lovingly to the mirror, to myself, my image in the mirror, that Madhu, I love you. I used to say that. And it would be very robotic, it would be like without any love earlier. But then slowly, slowly, I started loving myself. And that was what, see how we are when we are in the childhood days, when we grow up, when we are teenager, when we are adult. But later, when something changes in your life, you become so different. You don't love yourself anymore. You go through so much because there is some trauma that is associated in your mind. So I went through that trauma and I healed myself. So when she says, it feels very near to my heart that, she must have gone through so much, and I can understand her. I can just say, I did not go through what she went through, but I can still associate myself, understanding her. So anyhow, so that was what she said, that with the help of a good therapist, she was able to express all the old bottled up anger by beating pillows and howling with rage. This made me feel cleaner. So what I used to do was, I'm gonna just give you an idea. So this idea came to me a few years back, that there should be a place where people should go, and they should break all the crockeries, there. They should pay towards that crockery. They should go into that booth, and they should hold it and like, feko, feko. You should do that. So during that idea that it came, it gave me so like it, even thinking about it made like, it brought so much healing into my mind. So just imagine. So then one of our admin, he said that, Didi, aapko pata hai, do you know that in India there is this kind of booth? And I was very happy to know. So if you want to do that, masters, do it, because it would actually bring you a lot of healing. And certain times, definitely see what you're doing. You're actually paying for that. And then you're taking out all that rage and anger, and towards like breaking that crockery. It actually is very, unraveling, and it helps you. Anyhow, so she says that, uh, now I yeah, she had started collecting all the scraps of her parents' stories and childhood, and then she now sees a larger picture what was happening. Then not only that, in addition, you know she I began to have compassion for their pain, and the blame slowly began to dissolve. In addition, she also hunted for a good nutritionist to help her cleanse and detoxify her body from all the junk food she had eaten over the years. I learned that junky foods accumulate and create a toxic body. Junky thoughts accumulate and create toxic conditions in the mind. I was given a very strict diet and with lots of green vegetables. Not much else. I even had colonics 3 times a week for the first month, meaning that they were cleaning the colon, her intestinal region, for first, 3 times a week for the first month. So she says that she did not had an operation, and finally, what she knew, the doctor said that now she does not have any cancer after all this cleansing and all those things that she did, you know. So she had this experience. Now I knew from personal experience that disease can be healed. So it's in capital letters, masters, if we are willing to change the way we think, believe, and act. Sometimes what seems to be a big tragedy turns out to become the greatest good in our lives. I learned so much from that experience, and I came to value life in a new way. I began to look at what was really important to me. I made a decision finally to leave the treeless city of New York and its extreme weather. Some of her clients insisted that they would die if she left. So what she did was, from here, she then basically took the trip to California. She left New York and then she went to California. From there, she would call her patients and call her, she did that. So one second. So now she went to her sister who was living on the outskirts of the city, her mother and sister, so she did not knew anyone there. And then um yeah, and she was also, after some time she came to know, well, she was not close to family, but after some time she came to know that her mother had been blind for a few years and no one had bothered to tell her. So when something happens to your loved people, what happens? People, they actually would not take care of them, but they would call the children up and say that, so and so got sick, so you need to come here and take care of them, right? But she was pleasantly surprised that no one actually took that time to, call her up and say that your mother is blind. So that was what she was very much surprised why they did that. Nobody felt it. So now, my sister was too busy to see me, so I let her be and began to set up my new life. So this little book, Heal Your Body, opened many doors for her. I began to go to every new age type of meeting I could find. I would introduce myself and, when appropriate, give out a copy of the little book. So she did this for 6 months, and then she went to beach a lot, knowing and that that she would be busy later on. Anyhow, but slowly, when she started, helping clients and all those people, taking meetings and discussing all those things, uh, many clients appeared. So she would speak here and there, and then also Los Angeles also welcomed her. That's what she's saying. And within couple of years, she was able to move into a very lovely home. And then her lifestyle in Los Angeles was a large jump in consciousness from her early upbringing. That's what she's mentioning. One night she received a phone call from her sister, and basically after 2 years, the first call that uh, the mother who was blind, who was now 90, almost deaf, had fallen and broken her back. And in that moment, she, um, from this strong, independent woman, became this, very helpless and a child in pain. So she broke her back and also broke open the wall of secrecy around my sister. Finally, they all began to communicate and discovered that her sister had a back problem, and this back problem that impaired her sitting and walking, which was very painful. She had suffered in silence as well, and then she looked anorexic as well. Basically, when people stop eating and they have some difficulty in um, uh, taking care of themselves bodily and physically also, and proper nutrition is not happening, but also yeah, so she says that, her husband did not know she was ill. After spending a month in the hospital, her mother was ready to go home, but in no way could she take care of herself. So she came to live with me. Though trusting in the process of life, I did not know how I could handle it all. So I said to God, okay, I'll take care of her, but you have to give me help. and you have to provide the money. It was quite an adjustment, she says. So she arrived on Saturday, and the following Friday, I had to go to San Francisco for 4 days. So she says that I could not leave her alone. So she says, God, you handle this. I have to have the right person to help us before I leave. On the following Thursday, the perfect person had appeared and moved in to organize my home for my mother and me. It was another confirmation of one of my basic belief: whatever I need to know is revealed to me, and whatever I need comes to me in the divine right order. This is the affirmation master that she is sharing at this time. Okay. So now I realize it was a lesson time for me once again. Here was an opportunity to clean up a lot of garbage from childhood. So now at this time, she says, mother was not able to protect herself. And even when she was a child, however, I could take care of her now. Between her mother and sister, this was a whole new adventure that began between them. And so she also helped her sister to come out of her challenge, and she rescued mother also. And later on, I think in 1985, her mother had, vacated the body. And so she says that I miss her very much. I love her. And although that she says we completed all we could together, and now we both are free. So mother is free from the physical pain and trauma, and she is free from mother, and also from all those, that nobody is going to bother her anymore, because mother was the responsibility, right? Anyhow, so she actually had helped not only mother but sister also, and a lot of other healing things, that they took care of while mother was there. Anyhow, so another affirmation, I think I would share it later on, masters. I'm going to read it now. In the infinity of life where I am, all is perfect, whole, and complete. Each one of us, myself included, experiences richness and fullness of life in ways that are meaningful to us. I now look at the past with love and choose. 1 second, masters. Give me a second, masters. 1 second. I'm going to share this also just now, so you all can actually see it. Yeah, I shared it. You can see it in the English group. Yeah, in the ways that are meaningful to us. I now look at the past with love and choose to learn from my old experiences. There is no right or wrong, nor good or bad. The past is over and done. There is only the experience of the moment. I love myself for bringing myself through this past into this present moment. I share what and who I am. For I know we are all one in spirit, all is well in my world. So now the afterword, if you want me to, I can read so today we completed the chapter 16, masters. A little afterward that she had written, I'm gonna just find. So she had at this time not only, in the 18 years since I wrote You Can Heal Your Life, much has happened. The book has more than fulfilled my original dream for it, to help as many people as possible in order to change their lives for the better. Not only has You Can Heal Your Life sold more than 16 million copies worldwide, but it has been translated into 25 different languages. And later, masters, she says 50 different languages. Just imagine. So, and it was across the globe. Not only that, for 6.5 years, she spent working with people who had AIDS. And so it began with 6 men in her living room one evening, and in a couple of years grew to a weekly meeting of 800 people. Weekly meeting of 800 people. Just imagine. This was such a growing period for her that she says, my heart was constantly being stretched. I will remember those experiences for the rest of my life. So she opened this Hay House, the Hay House. If any one of you have heard of the Hay House, masters, the Hay House is also one of the places where they actually, publish a lot of books, self-healing books, and Kyle Gray is one of the master who is also helping with all those things, the books, the press. I have lot of cards of Kyle Gray. I think I showed you, Masters, whenever I have these New Year readings, So these are like, this is one of the card that I purchased from Kyle Gray, and this is also one of the card, the oracle card that I do, the oracle readings. When I do, I take care of these. So Kyle Gray is one of the master. You should actually see, and he's also a great master. I would say that, definitely I had a lot of experience um, in terms of what he's doing. But not only that, this fellow came into my experience one time, and it was very out of world, or how to say, very metaphysical experience. I saw myself on a potato, and he's standing there in the potato, and like, just imagine you are seeing yourself on a rock, but that rock is not a rock, it's a potato. And I'm standing on a potato. We are actually trying to find the dimensions of that potato. It is so big, and I'm very small, minute. So I'm thinking, how would I now cover this distance of that potato? I am actually walking on the potato. So I am trying to. So this fellow who comes along, and I don't know who that fellow is. So he comes into my vision, and he says, "You go ahead. And what I was worried about my daughter, because my younger one was small. So she comes along, and then I say that, who will take care of my daughter? He says, so that was Kyle Gray when he came into my experience. It was a lucid dreaming experience, and it came. And anyhow, yeah, Wayne Dyer also on other self-help books. But there are a lot of, so that was my experience with Kyle Gray, but he's a great master as well. Anyhow, so she says that the Hayride support group still exists in West Hollywood, although I'm no longer connected with it since I moved out of town a few years ago. Sometime after I wrote this book, several of the Hayride people went on the Oprah show with me, and we put out positive messages about AIDS. The same week, she appeared on Donahue with Dr. Bernie Siegel. My book hit the bestseller list and stayed there for 13 weeks. I was in constant awe of how life was moving me in so many directions. I was working 10-hour days, 7 days a week for a long period of time. My pets give me much pleasure. So she was rescuing animals also at that time. She never buy animals, but she was helping them. So giving them love and care, you know and then that is what she said, that life goes in cycles. And now she says that she is certified. Also, she did a 10-day intensive program, and there was a 2-year period when we toured with the visions of the future symposiums. But I am not doing any of that now. I have gone into the semi-retirement to really enjoy life for a while. Now that I am 75, I'm looking at life a bit differently. I'm interested in how we live our later years. I like the idea of becoming an elder of excellence. So she says that, the way she has written is that, and seeing the rest of my life as my treasure years, and also teaching other people approaching their later years to become elders of excellence and to take their rightful place in society as teachers of wisdom. I believe we can be vibrant and healthy until our last days and enjoy each moment of life. So, Masters, there's more to it, but that astrologer who came into her life, he says that, there was this time when she took birth. At that time, there were certain constellations that were telling that she would become a big person, a big personality, and she would heal many people. And that is what was a miracle. Not only that, however, she says that, there were a lot of tape that, in earlier days, we had these tapes, where the audio tapes were recorded, and then, it was sold, and people would hear through those tapes, and they would repeat, on loop, right? Basically. So that actually helped many people. Not only that, now she says that as a result, many people whom I have never met feel that they know me because we spent so many intimate moments together. So whenever they would sleep, people who would sleep or they would need healing, they would hear those tapes, and it would help them. So that is why they say that we know you, you have helped us, healed us. And one of the wonderful things about what I do is that it gives me opportunity to be greeted with love almost everywhere I go. People feel that I am an old friend who has helped them through many a sticky moment. I now have a Louise Hay advice column called either Dear Louise or Ask Louise, depending on the publication. It began 7 years ago with Science of Mind magazine and is now in 50 different new age spiritual publications. So, Masters, basically, where I'm gonna now end the, what I'm reading. So, it was written by Louise L. Hay, April 2002. So, from that time, I'm reading it. Okay. That was the end of our You Can Heal Your Life, Masters. This was the end of our book review today. And this book is completed now. The rest of the thing that is mentioned in this book, definitely I have posted this, so do read this page, Masters. I have posted this in the English group. Okay, so do read it. And deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to flow to the surface. It fills my heart, my body, my mind, my consciousness, my very being, and radiates out from me in all directions and returns to me multiplied. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The use of love makes me feel good. 1 second, Masters, if I can share it on the screen, give me a second. Yeah, I can. It's here. The other one is also posted, so I will, if possible, I can share. Okay. You all can see, right? And everyone can see, Masters? Yeah. So that is how she has written. I am here, I was reading this. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The use of love makes me feel good. It is an expression of my inner joy. I love myself. Therefore, I take loving care of my body. I lovingly feed it nourishing foods and beverages. I lovingly groom it and dress it, and my body lovingly responds to me with vibrant health and energy. I love myself. Therefore, I provide for myself a comfortable home, one that fills all my needs and is a pleasure to be in. I fill the rooms with the vibration of love so that all who enter, myself included, will feel this love and be nourished by it. I love myself, therefore, I work at a job that I truly enjoy doing, one that uses my creative talents and abilities, working with and for people whom I love, who love me, and earning a good income. I love myself, therefore, I behave and think in a loving way to all people, for I know that which I gave out returns to me multiplied. I only attract loving people in my world, for they are a mirror of what I am. I love myself, therefore, I forgive and totally release the past and all past experiences, and I am free. I love myself, therefore, I love totally in the now, experiencing each moment as good and knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure. For I am a beloved child of the universe, and the universe lovingly takes care of me and forevermore, and so it is. So thank you so much, Masters. The next one is basically this one that I posted just now while I was reading it, earlier. This is where you can see in the infinity of life what I read, right? All is well in my world. So anyhow, Masters, thank you so much for you all being here and listening to this wonderful, you can heal your life. And thank you, Masters. We might think that, oh, Madhuji is reading, but what it did to me, what it did to you, to many people will I believe it had given us a lot of healing of mind and body. So I want each and every one to at least take some time out for your own self to, uh, you know, work on yourself, to think about what went missing in your life or what made you feel so bad or something that made you feel traumatic and change that mental pattern. Study yourself. That's why I say know yourself, who you are. Like when I start the session with gratitude, I always say, I we pray, right? Help me know my truth, or help us to know our truth, to speak our truth, to follow our truth, and to be with that truth, right? Why we say that? Because once you start knowing yourself, you will know what to heal. You will know the root cause of what went wrong. So anyhow, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll now take a pause. Yeah, Nirja ji.
Thank you, Madhuji. We come to these classes, but sometimes you need that little nudge, and today I needed that nudge. So
Wonderful.
thank you.
Yep, yep. I think so. Yep.
But but the one thing I was thinking was this in her soul plan? Who knows? I mean, if you think of it from the soul plan time, did she plan that she has to go through those hardships and come out of that? It's like
Yeah.
almost a caterpillar and butterfly
Yeah. So
concept, right?
I would say yes and no at the same time. Because in our world, there are masters who are going to uplift the world, uplift the people, heal the people. So every master who comes here, they come with a meaning, they come with a, how to say,
Purpose.
purpose. Yeah, they come with a purpose, and that purpose is in itself is not only going to give them an experience, but also push them hard enough to make life easy for others, so they don't go through those same trauma or pain, or if they are going through, at least that can bring healing to them when one heal.
Yeah.
So when we say the healer is a person who can heal different people or someone or many people, right? But that healer was also wounded. That's why a good healer is always a wounded person who heal
Wounded.
themselves and they heal others. So
Yeah.
when I healed myself, I understood what can be done to heal oneself. And that's why when I took this vow to teach people meditation, and if this had brought me healing, I vowed that, if, and that also inspired me to, go through this and make Light and Soul meditation group. That was also my inspiration. When I healed myself, the one day of meditation, the first day when I did, and the 3 days of migraines that happens to me all the time, that used to happen to me all the time, now it actually went away in 15 minutes. I was like, oh my God. Just imagine my plight at that time and thinking, oh my God, it just took me 15 minutes to get over this headache. I'm like so peaceful and calm. So then that day that day I vowed and said, whatever I will do meditating every now and then because this brings me healing. And so when I started healing myself, I also vowed that I'm gonna tell about myself to everyone so that people know that yes, they can heal themselves. When I can do it, they can do it too. And that was my mindset. So that pure heart, pure mind works together.
No, it's so true because it's the concept we'll understand, but in the everyday challenge, right? That everyday, day-to-day hustle and bustle and doing things, you sometimes start becoming weaker without realizing. And then I like the way you said yesterday that, you become judgmental without thinking because it happens to me. Nobody helps, and then you're trying to do all those things. And then you take it, but then you take a moment and say, okay, there's some kind of a prayer that says, give me the strength to accept things as they are and to accept things that you cannot change. The meaning is that it's not exactly that, but
Yeah.
recently
I
I've
think I
been,
said something there, yeah.
yeah,
But then the point is, we get very quickly we get into judgment.
yeah,
We start judging people. But then it is not my journey; it is their journey, and
yeah,
everyone's journey is very unique to them. So who I am to judge their journey? Let me concentrate on mine, and they can concentrate on theirs. And this has been a very very earlier. Definitely, I had this blame game kind of victim mentality in my own family, with my own self, with my own husband and everything. I would just say, you don't understand. But yeah, people actually had to realize that certain times you become the walking karma for other people. You become, and I became walking karma for many people because they wouldn't understand, be it my husband, my children, or my family, or anyone. But then not only for my friends also, but then later on, I understood that, with the soul journey that I'm taking, also with the inspiration that we are going forward with, I understand that this is my journey and this is where I am here to bring lot of inspiration, lot of, these kind of sessions together for everyone so that they can heal themselves. right? And I also understood that having that ego will not work for you. Releasing that ego and understanding that ego is there, but also my own journey is for my own self. And for my own self, I'm actually perfecting myself, looking myself in the past and today and in the future also. Whatever I'm doing it for myself, for my own journey. I'm not looking at other people's journey and becoming jealous. No, I am not. I'm just very grateful that whatever I was in my past, I learned something was given to me, but then somehow something changed for me, and then I learned something from that. Now I am, because of that past that I had, because if I had not lived that past, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't be here with this group. No, I wouldn't be. Not even in my dreams, masters. So I don't even have a little bit of ego because of this. I definitely feel good about it, no doubt, but not even a slight bit of proud that I should oh, I am this and that. No, because I know many people, like every day we all go through so much. We all fight with our situations, scenarios. Even every day, the slightest of emotion that I see, the dip and highs, when I see in people, I can understand what they are going through. It just comes to me because I am that healer. I know how people have been wounded and why they are wounded, what they need to cure in themselves, what can bring healing to them. But then this also has to be mentioned that, everyone's journey is their own journey. We should not worry about other people's journey. We should only worry about ourselves. Not even worry, but take care of our own journey. So, anyhow, thank you so much, Nirja ji. Thank you, everyone. And so I believe we are good. Any questions so far, masters? Anything that made you feel, okay, I needed to know about this, but I was not able to, or something? I know today I'm gonna do some meditation definitely, but if you want to ask, because later on, if you all want to ask some questions later on, we can do that maybe tomorrow. But at this time, if you have any question, just I would say straight away you can ask masters. Yes, Neeluji,
Yeah. Namaste, Madhuji.
namaskar.
I must say you are doing such a wonderful job. Doing that in the morning and evening, it's not easy.
Yes,
Taking out time in North America, it's not easy.
yes.
But hats off to you and thank you for giving us such a good guidance. कि हमें क्या करना चाहिए. I just have a question regarding my mom. So she has legs issues, uh, spine, lower back problems as well. She is bedridden. So what kind of, what should she be saying, or what affirmations would benefit her? She is in her denial mode that this is my karma and I have to deal with that. But
Okay.
how can, as a daughter, I always.
Yeah, I now see a pattern in you and your mother. I hope
Yes.
many other people might be noticing this at this time, right? Because you know what? You are also going through the leg
Same thing.
problem, same
Yes,
thing,
yes,
and even
yes,
your
yes,
mother. So now I
yes.
would like to ask you, is your
Mm-hmm.
daughter or even much further before, was there any forward
Yeah,
movement issue?
same with my nanny too.
Yes,
They had a. Now I want to break it. So my
yes,
kids,
yes.
they
Now you
don't
are
have it.
you are actually now telling me the correct thing, and that is why it makes me understand that now what you can do is, so now when I see your in your life, in your mother's life, and in your maternal grandmother's life, the forward movement was stagnant, or the forward
Right, right. Restrictive.
movement, yeah, the forward movement was stuck because maybe you guys have stopped someone's journey and their forward movement, and somebody's journey you guys have stopped. So your whole lineage was cursed with this thing that your forward movement will be stuck for many years to come. So now
Mhm.
I would ask you to do the forgiveness thing for your family lineage, okay? Ask for forgiveness. So not only your parents, your your maternal grandparents and their, so for the whole lineage. I think because now you are going through and you are asking me, you are the curse breaker for your family. So go
Yes.
through with that and start doing forgiveness meditations for your family and see where it takes you. Definitely it will work. You definitely need to ask to Patri sir. Patri sir, please help me with this forgiveness. And also, the way you have to start is you have to also call on to and invoke Lord Shiva, because he is the Karta Dharta of the past lives, meaning he is also
Mhm.
taking care for the past life. So when he works with you, you need to say that, Lord Shiva, I am in a stage of transition at this time. I understood why I am getting these challenges, because in my past, I might have not forgiven someone, or I might have hurt someone, and maybe they haven't forgiven me, they might have cursed me. But now, when I understood the soul wisdom, when I understood that there had been certain actions um, done by me, or maybe certain other people did something to me, uh, and maybe I did not release that energy from my body, or maybe they might have given me that this energy of the blockage energy, the forward movement is blocked, or my root chakra issue is happening. But now I'm able to understand, so what my family lineage or my ancestors might have done to someone. If we have done something to someone, I ask for forgiveness on their behalf, okay? Or I ask for I ask for forgiveness, or I forgive all those people if they have done something to my family or lineage. So forgiving them or asking for forgiveness, both the things has to be done, okay? And then
Yeah.
you have to sit into meditation, and you have to say, I don't know who we have who we have hurt, but if me or my family, my mother, my maternal grandmother, if they have done something in their past, I ask for forgiveness for them, for our whole lineage, and for all the women in our family. Ask that.
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
then and then do it like every day till the time it goes away, because I think this is how you are going to remove this issue.
या आपने आज बोला ना पैटर्न, देन इट स्टक टू माय माइंड कि मे बी दैट कुड बी द रीजन।
Yeah,
ये मेरे साथ अभी बहुत एक्सट्रीम में तो नहीं है, एक्सट्रीम में तो नहीं है, बट मे बी वी हैव हर्ट समबडी, वी डोंट नो, राइट?
मे बी
सो
किसी, जो जिस तकलीफ आपको हो रही है, किसी को आपने पैर से मारा हो, किसी का रास्ता
हाँ।
रोक दिया हो, या किसी को
यस।
आपने पैर काट दिया हो, समथिंग यू मस्ट हैव डन, या किसी के पैसे आपने होता ना कई बार, क्योंकि मनी इश्यू भी हो सकता है फॉरवर्ड मूवमेंट के साथ। तो ये आप देखिए आपके घर के पैटर्न में क्या क्या है, उस तरह की फॉरगिवनेस आपको मांगना पड़ेगा।
ओके।
ओके।
सो शुड आई डू द फॉरगिवनेस सेशंस विद पीपल, और
आप अकेले
अपने
बैठ के भी कर सकते
अकेले
हैं।
बैठ के कर
देखिए
सकते?
क्या है, आपको एक्स्ट्रा एनर्जी चाहिए टू हील, बट
हम्म।
जब हमको किसी से क्षमा मांगनी है, तो हम क्या ढूंढेंगे क्या लोगों को कि हमें काफी सारे लोग मिल जाए तब हम क्षमा मांगेंगे? नहीं ना। हम तो किसी के
हम्म।
सामने भी बस भाव होना चाहिए, द योर फीलिंग शुड बी प्रेजेंट टू एटलीस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दैट, एंड विथ ट्रू इंटेंशंस इन हार्ट, विथ lot of feelings, that and repenting that yes, I am, or asking for forgiveness. We just need to have that feeling, that inner feeling, that the true feeling that you carry, that is more important. And then with
ओके।
true intentions, just ask for forgiveness. Whatever we have done, I understood that I went through these challenges in this lifetime. But when I look at myself and my challenges, I understand that this was more than 100% pain or trauma or challenge that I got. Now I have this understanding what we must have given to someone else. Maybe that was 200%. Now I have come to know. So I
हम्म।
ask for forgiveness, Lord Shiva, Lord Dhanvantri, and also show me, और ये भी आप कर सकते हैं लॉर्ड धन्वंतरी को बुला के, कि please show us the past or show me the past, what me or my lineage have done to the other people or somebody did to us. Show us what happened in that time when from where this issue is coming. तो ड्रीम टाइम में भी आप जैसे
ये
रात को
मैंने
आप ध्यान करके आप करते हैं, उसके बाद सो जाइए. सोने के बाद so sleep after you meditate and ask and put
ओके.
this intention before meditating. Put this intention, sit in meditation, and then go when you are going to sleep. Again, put that intention and then sleep and ask them to show you. So in the dream time, it will come to you. But also next day, again, forgiveness karna hai.
ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है.
Okay.
थैंक यू, थैंक यू.
Thank you. We also had gone through, a lot of forgiveness sessions in our own group. If you want to go through the, videos, you can go through and so that you have that, verbiage, right?
ठीक है. हाँ.
Thank you.
Okay, I just want to share my thyroid has gone down. I'm doing meditation every day. Yeah,
Wonderful.
and thank you so much to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Wonderful.
वो
I'm
अब
so happy.
doctor said that it's reduced to half now, half of the dose. Still, it's not gone away completely, but it's gone.
देखिए कई बार some certain times maybe you might, okay, I'm not saying you might, but yes, thinking that you're all well, you are communicating because now you're coming here and communicating with me, you're communicating. How about you go and help other people, tell them about meditation and tell them how it helped you and how you are healing yourself. So maybe as you are giving this, guidance to many other people who need that help, you can definitely heal oneself, your own self. So now, masters, because I had hypothyroid, I used to take 75 mcg
Yeah.
of the potency of medicine. Now I am not taking any medicine from past 3 years.
Yeah. So
And
how did it go? Sorry. 75 से 50 किया or
मैंने
zero?
50 भी नहीं किया, मेरा तो 35 से ही छूट गया. यानी कि
Okay, that's
when I
good.
went to India, I started forgetting taking medicine. I started forgetting it. I found like that I'm busy and certain time when I was going to take, somebody called me and I totally forgot taking after that. And the whole day. So what used to happen, my head used to ache after if I don't take medicine, but it never did. And I was thinking why it never did. And so I was meditating and that was the cure, that I
Yes,
was healing.
yes.
I was giving energy to myself and all those guilt, shame, or anything, trauma, pain, whatever you carry, with yourself, that goes away. You start communicating with people. That actually helped heal me. So that's why
Yeah.
I'm saying communication is the issue. So, work on your communication. Start speaking and start inspiring people, meaning start helping people to let them know that yes, they can be healed, they can come out of it. People who have communication, like thyroid issue, specifically, they should actually communicate, especially people who have hypothyroid, HYPO. And for
PO,
people
yeah.
who are hyper, they should actually help other people communicate rather than I think for people who have hyper, HYPER,
Yeah.
they should help other people and hear their thoughts, what they want to say. Help them, give them a listening ear to them. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm very happy that your medicine dosage came down. So very, very good. Anyhow, Master, so let's go into meditation. And then if you have any question, maybe tomorrow we'll keep our question answer session. And so any other healing questions. So today we are done with You Can Heal Your Life, Masters. I'm very, very happy. In the future, if anybody wants to suggest any other book for book Swadhyay, go ahead now. For people who we have already spoken that if you want to suggest any books, start suggesting now, and then we can make a vote and then we can definitely put it, so for reading. And I want everyone's, help in speaking and doing the book review. And I only ask for maybe in a month, at least do once in a month. At least you can give me one day, right? That's what I want, not more. And it's like I'm not wanting, I want you to give that service so that it can help you. Anyway, let's sit cross-legged, masters. Take your feet. Sit with your feet crossed like this. Clasp your hands and fingers and close your eyes. Take a deep inhalation. Close your eyes. Remove your glasses. If you want to close the lights in your room, you can. If you want to drink some water, please do that. I'll just guide for a while and then I'll play the music. So be with your breath, masters. The more you start thinking, more thoughts will come. So how about focusing on your in-breath and out-breath? Take your time to breathe in slowly and steadily, masters. Bring all your focus onto your crown or on your third eye or onto your heart, whichever makes you feel comfortable to keep your focus at one place. Every breath is highly rejuvenating, masters. Every breath that comes in brings in life force energy into you. This life force, as it enters your body, as it enters your cells, every cell becomes rejuvenated, recharged. Every breath is the key to rejuvenate and recharge our body, our cells, our organs, our nerves and veins. The parasympathetic nerves also get this life force energy and also the cosmic energy from the cosmos. So take your time as you breathe in, masters. The more slower you breathe in, by taking more time, will do the wonders, will do the healing. Don't judge yourself, don't criticize yourself, and don't confuse yourself. As you breathe in, take longer time to breathe in, meaning take more seconds, at least 10 seconds. Do that. Take your time as you breathe in. That will actually help you keep your focus on your breath and not on your thoughts. In your mind's eye, you can count 1 through 10 and slowly inhaling inwards, feeling a blissful energy entering you. Take a pause and slowly release and take 10 seconds to breathe out and going much slower and becoming more steadier with your breath, masters. This actually builds your control and your stamina on your breath. You actually become a practitioner of meditation. You practice meditation. You build your stamina of focusing on your breath. You pull your thoughts back to your self and also to your breath. Your awareness comes on your breath. This is called Sakshi Bhav, becoming present with your breath, focusing on each and every breath, how you inhale and how you are exhaling, as if you are keeping a tab or you are spying on your own breath or your own self. Just be the observer and not the thinker. We have 3 types of gunas, masters: the rajas, tamas, or the tamas, rajas, and sattva. So when you are inhaling, you are in this rajas. You are doing some action. And when you are releasing also, again you are in the rajas. But when you don't worry about your breath, when you are in the deep state of meditation, you enter the sattva. Everything automatically happens for you. The mind waves, the brain waves are more sluggish, where you are actually going into the depth of meditation. The zero state, where nothing exists, but only the awareness. But you are not doing anything, but everything happens for you. You don't push anything, you don't pull on anything. You are just one with everything. You become one with your breath, you become one with your body, one with your mind, and then you become one with the source. You become one with the divine. So take your time as you breathe in, masters. At the starting, everything will take time. But slowly, as you release, as you are letting go of the dense energy from your mind and body, you will become lighter. You will feel this light energy, the light energy from the light world, the light energy of your body, which is very light, related to your weight. The dense energies from your body goes away because you are in this blissful energy, feeling light and floaty, as if you are levitating. So keep all your focus on your breath, masters. And the more easy is to put your focus on your third eye region. So take your time and breathe in deeply. Relax each and every body part from head to toe. And if you are already into the deeper states of meditation, don't worry, don't bother. Just keep your body steady and be with your breath. Every breath is the key. So take your time and don't rush. Be with your normal, natural, easy, free-flowing breath. The breath is the guru. Breath is going to help you heal. Surround yourself with a protective bubble of white light and go into the deeper states of meditation. My dear masters, now very slowly, wherever you are mentally and astrally, come back into the physical consciousness, masters. Take your time. Let us all come back. Slowly straighten up your spine, your neck, your head, masters. Let us all unclasp our hands and fingers, masters. Straighten up your spine, your neck, your head, and very slowly, let us all come back and feel our senses, feel our body from head to toe. Feel each and every part of our body. And now, take a deep in breath, masters. Slow out breath. And whenever you are ready and comfortable, keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Very slowly, masters, you may open your eyes beneath your palms and let go of your palms. Open your eyes and come back, masters. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. So hug yourself, masters. Give a pat on your back and change. Thank you so much, masters. Thank you. So thank you so much, everyone. Very warm welcome to each and everyone who is present here and they want to come tomorrow again. Lots and lots of gratitude for being here at this time and meditating together. And we actually went, I did not noticed that we are already like ahead of our time at this time. But it was very wonderful meditation, masters, and thank you so much for joining. So today we finished You Can Heal Your Life, and so it was a wonderful book. We learned so much from this book. Thank you so much, Shamini ji. And so from tomorrow again, we'll be continuing, how we used to continue with the other classes, definitely with moments of wisdom or maktub or, Patriji answers. We still have so many other things, right? So looking forward to all those book reviews. And not only that, but also the normal sessions with your questions and anything that you want to ask. So definitely suggest me some new books and especially with less pages so that we can complete it on time. Certain times, we like as I am doing it, I want this time it should not only be me, but I want everyone else to join me in Swadhyaya. So, okay, taking your time. We have to do that, so we will definitely do. So thank you so much, Masters. We'll meet tomorrow. And if you still have any questions that you want to ask, feel free to ask. And then also, we will also do meditation 1 hour. Okay. Thank you so much, Masters. Take care, stay blessed, and stay happy. May we all meditate regularly with our individual energies as well as group's energy and consciousness. Let us also teach meditation to everyone, awaken everyone, and do our much needed inner work every day. So stay happy, healthy, and blessed, masters, and stay vibrant. Let us meet tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night and have a good day wherever you are. Thank you.